All right. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Fortune Tresses. Over here, I just usually do my hair. So what I have been doing while doing my hair, I've been coming live and showing you guys my hair routine. Um, so I have a head wrap in my head right now, but in this video, I will be removing my mini braids. I've had my mini braids in for 1 month now, probably a little over 1 month now. And I do think that when you are doing a protective style, you should leave your hair in no longer than 1 month. After 1 month, things get a little hectic, which it is definitely getting hectic on my hair, as you guys will see later in the live. Um, so yeah, that's what I'm doing today. But wow, before I get into my hair routine, I'm gonna talk about this news story that I seen before I get into my hair routine. So yeah, I'm gonna talk about the news story and then I'm gonna start doing my hair. So I seen this news story a little while ago. I think I briefly talked about it, but I don't think that I read the whole story on it or I knew the whole story about it. So I briefly talked about it. So this incident occurred, or it was actually put into, I think it was WBF, yes, WBFF Baltimore. It was posted July 20th, 26. All right. So the title is Viral Pee Incident in Baltimore Stadium. All right. So it says man says concert goer urinated on him at M&T Bank Stadium. Police response goes viral. So yeah, I remember seeing this clip and I remember having a lot of different thoughts or whatever. So I'm gonna read the story and then tell you guys what I think about it. All right, WBFF. Oh, let me share my live out. Good. Baltimore WBFF. A family trip to a Morgan Wallen concert at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore took a disturbing turn Saturday after a man allegedly urinated on a concert goer and his family. An incident that has since gone viral on social media. Thank you for the likes. If you have not liked the live, thank you, thank you. If you have not liked the live, please make sure you like the live. If you already like the live, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And let me put the picture up here since I am talking about it. Let's see. Okay. All right. That's the young man. All right. Um. Okay. Troy, and I know I'm gonna butcher his name. Gre- Grieveland, Grievelanden, Grievelanden, Troy Grievelanden, who said he was visiting from upstate New York with his family, recorded the moments he reported the incident to authorities on cell phone video. Thank you guys for liking the live. In the video, Grievel, Grievel, Grievelding heard is heard saying to the officers, and there's nothing you can do about a guy physically pulling out his bleep and pissing on me right now. An officer responds, no. Grievelding then said it happened in front of an 8-year-old girl. Grievelding said the confrontation began after he and his family got to their seats and a man behind them became disruptive. Grievelanding said the man was on FaceTime, being very loud, and bumped into him several times. So after he bumped into me a couple times, I turned around. I said, Hey, bud. I said, these aren't your seats. I said, put your phone down. Enjoy the show. You want to be on your phone? Go to your seat. We're here to enjoy the show. Grieveland then said. Grieveland then said that moments later, he and his wife felt something on their legs. I literally feel something on my leg. My wife feels something on her leg. My niece is standing on the seats, sitting on them. And my wife says, whatever that gentleman is doing, it's all over my leg. At that point, I kind of see him like bent over off to the corner of my eye. So I turned to look, Grieveling said. Grieveling said he then saw the man urinating. He has his genitalia hanging completely out and he's urinating all over the back of my seat. My wife, my wife's leg, my niece, Grieveling Ding said. He said the man looked at him and said, it's good, bro. It's good. Grieveling then said he confronted the man. At that point, I grabbed him, pushed him back, and said, "What the f are you doing? You're pissing all over me," he said. Grieveling then said he looked he looked for police and that officers from the Maryland Transportation Authority police responded. In the cell phone video, an officer is heard telling him, "I just explained to you, we cannot take him into custody." The officer also said, "We're going to give you his information. You can be referred to a commissioner to file charges yourself." Grieveland then said officers told him they could not arrest the man because they did not witness what happened. They told me that there was absolutely nothing they could do, that there was no way that they could arrest this guy. They physically didn't see it, so they can't arrest him, Grieveland said. Grieveland also criticized the stadium response. Not one staff member came up and asked if there's anything that they could do to help us, he said. Stadium officials referred our questions to the MDTA police, which is investigating which is investigating. MDTA police said in a statement, the MDTA police is aware of this incident and the video that is on social media. There is an active and open criminal investigation into this matter. Grieveling then said he wants accountability. There is no accountability, he said. I want justice for my 8-year-old niece. That's the bottom line. All right. So I'm gonna start talking about that now. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm. If you're just coming in, I am taking out my mini braids that I've had in my hair for over a month. So yeah, I had my hair like this and makeup on because I actually just finished the video. So yeah, I'm gonna take my head wrap off and I'm gonna start talking about this story. So when I first heard the story, I was blown away. I was blown away. Like that is some nasty crap. That is some nasty crap. So I briefly discussed this when I was talking about I do believe the Usher concert. I was talking about the Usher concert and I forgot the young lady's name, but she turned Usher down on the stage or she didn't give the response that he was looking for. But anyway, in that live, I said that I don't go to concerts. I've never been to a concert and I don't want to go to any concert because the thought of a concert is loud music, loud people, drunk people, people pushing, people crowding, people yelling, people screaming, people like it's just the thought of it is just too much for my introverted brain for real. And then I don't want it. I never had the desire. I can't say I never had the desire to go to a concert, but um now I don't have any desire to go to a concert. If I want to hear some music or whatever have you, I'll just plug my speaker up or whatever and everything, my Bluetooth speaker or whatever, and play my music and get me some wine or a drink, a margarita, whatever have you, and sit down and chill out. If I want to dance, I can dance. If I want to dance, if whatever I want to do, I can do. And I don't have to worry about people over top of my head, people yelling, people screaming, people got phones out, phones is everywhere. I don't have to worry about any of that. So that's what I actually prefer. And then when you talk about events with my children, now event that I would go to with my children is maybe Disney on Ice. I would go to an event like that. Um, but far as like maybe going to a concert to see like my child's favorite singer or rapper or whatever musician or whatever, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. I would absolutely not take my child. First of all, I don't even want to take myself to a concert. So I would actually not take my child or any other child that comes around me to a concert. I just don't think that's a good atmosphere for children at all. I digress though. Okay, all right. So thinking of it logically, also let me say, um, mm, mm, mm. so thinking in an aspect of like what would my husband do? First of all, me and my husband, we really don't go too many places. We haven't been out in quite a long time. The last time that I can remember that we went out is actually when we got married, which is crazy. That was about 4 years ago. Um, so we decided, we got married or whatever. I wanted a wedding at the courthouse or whatever, and that's what I got. That's what we got. We went to the courthouse. We tied out, said our dues, and all that good stuff or whatever. So as a receptionist for us or after party or whatever, we took that whole weekend and we just did things. We didn't have we didn't have the twins at the time. It was just me and him. We had my 8 year old. He was, I think he was like 3 or 4 then. So yeah, he was at my mother in law's house for the weekend or whatever. So we just took that whole weekend and we just lived like we didn't have children or whatever. So, we got ourselves together and we went out to dinner and we had a good time. So, good morning. Oh, good morning, mommy. How are you? How are you? Yeah, yeah. I don't. Why are you up so early? But anyway, you distracted me from my story time. So anyway, so we went down to Inner Harbor, whatever, because down in Inner Harbor was one of our favorite restaurants. It's no longer there anymore. Cheesecake Factory. And I remember he was on the phone with his brother, and his brother was like, "Y'all going down to Inner Harbor? Be careful." And I'm like, "Well, I work in that area, so like, okay, whatever. Like, it's nothing going on down there. Like, the Inner Harbor is pretty much it's our tourist, like one of our main tourist attractions in Baltimore. And that's one of the main places where, like, as a child, we went down to Inner Harbor. Like, we have a lot of fond memories at the Inner Harbor. So we goes down to Inner Harbor, and his brother was like, "Be careful." So we couldn't figure out like why is he saying be careful. So we goes to the Cheesecake Factory, and I think this particular day, this was the second day, because like I said, all weekend we lived like we didn't have children. Like it was just great. We just got up, got ourselves together, and we yeah, it was just great. It was a really good weekend. I'm not gonna lie to you, it was really good. So the first night we went to dinner at Cheesecake Factory or whatever and sat down and ate. The second night we ordered our food for takeout, so we went to pick up our food at the restaurant or whatever. So we are waiting for our takeout order or whatever and everything, and we're enjoying the views of the inner harbor, or whatever. And all of a suddenly, all of these kids just come from out of nowhere, just running and yelling and screaming, a bunch of them. Like it had to be at least 100 of them just running. So I'm like, oh my goodness. So my husband, I remember I was looking at the kids running or whatever and everything, and they was not causing any problems at the time or whatever. But later I learned like this is something that they do regularly, and to this day I think they still do that. I haven't seen them in a while, but I think they still do this or whatever. So they gather together on social media and everything amongst themselves or whatever, and they meet at the end of harbor or whatever and just cause chaos. So I remember I was looking in one direction, and then I happened to turn around and looked at my husband, and my husband had his fist ready to knock somebody out. So I had to tell him like, baby, he like, no, because I don't know what's going on here. So putting myself in this situation here, yeah, my husband would have been going to jail that day. He would have seriously been going to jail that day because like now Now, here's the part of the story. I, I really want to believe this man. I really want to believe him. But something is off about this story. So you go to a concert or whatever. You know people gonna be pushing, shoving. People gonna have their phones out or whatever because that's the generation that we live in now. We live in the technology phone space now. Everything is, or everybody's always pulling out a phone. Um, Even with me or whatever, like I get approached when I'm at work or whatever and everything, when I have my company clothes on or whatever, I get approached a lot about, my job is a hiring and stuff. And back in the day when you seen somebody and you was inquired about a job, you take out a piece of pen and a paper and you write down the information or whatever. No, guess what people do now? They just take out their phone, but like I'm just gonna take a picture of your company logo or whatever. That's what we do now. That's the age that we live in. So everybody got a phone out. So for this guy to um ask the gentleman to settle down when you're at a concert, like what did you think it was going to be? What did you think it was going to be? You thought everybody was going to be civilized? And it says he was visiting from New York. And from what I've heard of New York, everybody is very aggressive, and it's a lot of mean people in New York. So I don't. Maybe he's not from the mean part of New York. Maybe he's from the good part of New York. I don't know, but yeah, yeah. I I just don't think that he should approach the gentleman in that tone or whatever. You know, how would I handle that situation? I don't know. I would probably just leave. If somebody is bothering me that much, I'll probably just leave because like yeah, I'm I'm already in the mode of what a concert is. Like every time I seen a concert, I've seen people yelling, people screaming, people passing out, people like and like I said, I never been to one, but this is what I see. So in my head, like this is what I would be prepared for if I'm going to go to a concert. Um, so I maybe he shouldn't have took that tone with the gentleman or whatever. But even though he did take that tone, it did not. Let me. I need to get my moisturizer. Oh, so here. Um, sorry. Okay, but even though he took that tone with the gentleman, I still don't think that warranted it for that wasn't no right for the guy to allegedly pull out, his leap and pee on him. And then I'm trying to figure out like, okay, so he said he was sitting in the seats. The guy was behind him. They felt something on their legs. So I'm trying to if if the guy I'm not understanding that part. That's the part I'm not understanding. How did he get on their legs? He if he peed on the seat and he said he was to the side of him. Maybe I'm just trying to visualize this. But anyway, he made mention that nobody didn't come to help him. Um, I don't know. I don't know what to say to that. I don't know what to say to that. I know yeah, I don't know what to say to that. So he said he went to go get help and the police was the Maryland Transportation Department of Transportation Authority. That's the police that was on site. And they told him that it was nothing they can do because they didn't see it. So rightfully so. Rightfully so, because anybody can come up and say, hey, she smacked me, arrest her. And like you can't like so I get where the police was coming from. In my eyes, they were 100% correct. They did get his information. I think that they went above and beyond in getting the gentleman's information because I don't know. I'm not gonna say anything bad about police, but the police that I had to come in, that I have came in contact with, they wasn't too nice for real. So they did get the gentleman's information and they pointed him in the right direction and told him what he needed to do. So like I don't feel like I don't feel like they were wrong. I don't think they were wrong because you can't just be arresting people because somebody say like somebody could be in the seat that I want and I can go and tell the police or whatever like hey they did something to me or whatever like they kicked me or whatever, arrest him or arrest her or whatever. And the only reason why I want them arrested is because I actually want that seat for myself. Like, no, that's not how that works. That's not how that works. So yeah, I get it. They needed to see proof. He didn't have any proof. And then the story, oh my head itch. Oh my head itch. I ain't even gonna lie. Oh that itch. Wow. Anyway, the story is just I don't know. Something is missing, something is not right. Something is definitely not right. Like, and I'm definitely not saying that he deserved. If the gentleman did do that, I'm definitely not saying that he deserved to get peed on. But at the same time, like you just don't know the mindset state of people. Like you just don't know. And I really I go by this every day, even in my everyday life. Like you just don't know the mindset set of people, and you really need to tread lightly. You really need to tread lightly. Like you just can't say anything to certain people for real. And then like his tone, it was his tone for me. And like he said, and he said what he said. Hey, bud. Let me go back. Let me go back because it's just. I gotta find it. Hold on, let me find it. Let me put something on my leg. Hey, okay, he bumped into him a couple times, right? So he said, "Hey, bud, these aren't your seats. Put your phone down. Enjoy the show. You want to be on your phone? Go to your seat. We're here to enjoy the show." Like that sounds like fighting words to me. That sounds like you looking for a fight. That don't like somebody that's okay. All right, you doing a little bit too much. Okay, excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. This is. Excuse me, sir. You bumping our seats a little bit. You mind if you not bump our seats too much or whatever? Okay, that's a nice way to put it. But the words that he used, like you talk to that to the right person, you can get knocked out. You gonna get knocked out. Hey, bud, these aren't your seats. Put your phone down. Then you telling me to put my phone down. Like, who are you to tell me to put my phone down? Put your phone down. Enjoy the show. Like, who is you supposed to be telling me to put my phone down and enjoy the show? Like, are you who are you? Like, you want to be on your phone? Like, it's a free country. Everybody got their phone out. What are you talking about? Go to your seat. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't yeah. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Like I said, you don't know the mindset of people, and you just really need to be mindful what you say to people. Really need to be mindful. Um, he definitely shouldn't have took that tone. Eh, he shouldn't have took that tone. If he was that much of a problem and you really couldn't deal with it, then you should have found the proper people to escort him to his seat, as you say. But that type of tone, you say that to the right person and you in Baltimore. Mm, 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 mm. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. So there is an update to the story. So I'm gonna try to go live again. I'm gonna take this row out. I might get quiet for a little bit, but I'm gonna take this row out and then I'll go live again. But there is an update to the story. Um, but yeah, I just think that you need to learn how to talk to people. Um, and I don't know. I would say not go to take children to a concert but I don't know. I'm an introvert, so that works for me. So yeah, I would say just I don't know. Like I say, people ain't got it all. There's a lot. When I say a lot of mentally ill people walking around, there's mentally ill people walking around and they don't even know they mentally ill. They have no idea. So you got to be careful out here. You got to be careful out here because there's people out here that's not going to pull out their pieces and do stuff. They're going to pull out a real piece and do something. So that's what I will say. So just Be mindful. Watch what you say. And I don't know. But even though, like I say, even though he took that tone with the gentleman, it did not warrant for him to uh pull out, pull out and pee on the man. That's just, and had that been me and my husband at a concert, my husband would have been going to jail that night or that day, whenever it was. He definitely would have been going to jail. Cause ain't no way. And that's why we don't, like, after that incident, and we went down to Inner Harbor and all that was happening, whatever and everything. It was like, oh, I don't know. There's a lot going on. And I cannot have my husband sitting behind nobody bars. No thank you. No thank you. So I left these braids and it's too long. Yeah, I got an alarm going off. That's my son's alarm going off. I done had these braids in so long they starting to look at us. They webbing together. It's crazy. It, I'm reading the story again. He said he was kind of bent over. So bent over like this, like I'm just really trying to figure out how did the pee get on him, on his leg. Like, because I'm thinking, like, if he was behind him and the seat was right here, wouldn't it like get on his back? But he said it was, I don't know. Or was he to the side of him? Maybe he was to the side and then he. Mm, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah. Mm-mm-mm. But I guess I'll ask this question for when I break my lives down or whatever. Anybody in the chat want to answer the question? If you were at a concert and somebody peed on you, what would you do? Like I said, if I was by myself, I would probably just leave. Now I probably would try to tell the authorities or whatever. Um, but I don't have no faith in any police, so I don't know. I don't know. But if I was with my husband, I know for a fact my husband is going to jail that day or that night. And he said he grabbed him up. Let me see. Let me see what he said he did. Let me see. Let me see. He said, what did the man? That's good, bro. Man, still funny. I grabbed him. So just grabbed him like me. Then what? I don't know. All I know is if you talking to people like that, you need to be ready to. Yeah, you need to be ready to fight if things go left for real. That's all I'm saying. Hey, bud, put your phone down. Enjoy the show. Like, who you supposed to be? It was great that the police did give him the gentleman's information though. My hair is all mm, mm, mm. Oh, it's itching. I got like two more. That's two. Or is that three? So much webbing going on. Mm-mm. My mother must be up. Or must have been up getting ready for work. Like I'm about to be doing in a few minutes. Oh my goodness. YouTube really got me out here like this. I can't believe this. But I'm determined. I'm so determined to get these 4,000 watch hours before we go to 8,000. Like I am very determined. And they knew what they was doing. They knew what they was doing with that 8,000 watch hour crap too. But I'm determined. I gotta hit it before it go to 8,000. Cause 8,000? What? What? Somebody that barely get 1,000 off our videos or lives? Hmm. Last live that I got over 1,000 views on. I was talking about the circus. And somebody said that I need to do my hair on camera more often and I guess talk about that topic. But I said to that, like, I can't talk about this every day. Like, I can't. I listen to it every day. I'm not gonna lie, I do. I listen to it. I comment in people chats, everything. Um, but far as me talking about it every day, I can't do that. That's too much for me. After I get my hair out, I will be washing my hair and putting a protein treatment in the front of my hair, just like I did in the back of my hair. Look at this. Look at this. Okay. I got that roll out. Alright, so I just gotta do the other side. And I'm gonna get me some scrunchies. Because these rubber bands is no good. But I'm just using them because of what I got right now. And I'm definitely gonna get me some scrunchies. Ooh, okay. Brush. There we go. There we go. My brush. Okay, okay. Okay. Ooh, I really like that brush. Okay, we got almost 40 minutes. Mhm. This one, new braids? No, guess not. There. I'll finish this in my next live. So if you have not liked the live yet, please make sure that you like the live. If you already liked the live, thank you so much. I'm about to go live again. I want to start a new live because I want to talk about the update in this story. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one.